Moshi Moshi everyone, ArinTheUnreasonable here, and today we will be reviewing Maker Hikoushiki Hastune Mix. This series falls into the comedy category and is a series of single story chapters, meaning that each chapter is a new story. As I said before, the series has a style that each chapter is a whole new story, with no real connection to the past stories other than the fact that it's the same characters. And each one of these stories are complete train wrecks. They are either half-baked or just a load of confusion. The only thing that was constant that Kei used in the idea that Miku, Rin, and Len were always broke. This was recycled time and time again to make multiple stories that were never interesting. The Vocaloid characters were all thrown in just so they could be there, and no real reason for some of them to show up at times. With the chapters only being a few pages each, there was no real way for Kei to give each story a clear beginning, middle, and end, leaving the stories muddled, and the reader confused and dissatisfied. For these reasons, I am giving the series story a 3. The art in the series was surprisingly good. Then again, since Kei is a very big name in the Vocaloid world, it would be assumed they would be able to draw these Vocaloids. There are enough details to keep the reader engaged, but not too many extras that would distract from the focus, though what the focus was, I wouldn't be able to name. The art also allowed the reader to point out their favorite Vocaloid, even though it did take me some time to understand that some of the characters they were drawing were Mayako and Kaito, as they were given different names for some reason, even though it was clearly meant for them to be Mayako and Kaito. The art in this series gets a solid 8. The characters, much like the plots of the chapters, were underdeveloped. Miku was always portrayed as a ditz, Ritsu as the aggressive little sister, etc. These characters can appeal to many people, and they would have worked better if some effort were put into them to make them a bit more unique than a stock character. But how they were presented made them very unappealing and made the characters feel as though they were simple stock characters that one could find in any background character to other manga series. The characters were well-known idols in the otaku subculture, and there is a way to keep them interesting. There is potential in making the characters feel more original, but there was no real thought put into them, so they were treated like they were just some boring backdrop characters, when they're actually meant to be the main characters. That being said, the characters of this series earns a 4. To be blunt, I didn't enjoy this manga. I would have dropped it if I hadn't bought the physical copy with all 3 books in it. The stock characters and the barely developed stories left a horrible taste in my mouth. I was skimming through the chapters, hoping to find something that would be appealing. There were stories that I stopped to read, but those were far and few in between. There's not much to say here other than it simply wasn't enjoyable. It wasn't bad to the point where it was funny, nor was it good enough to actually give me joy. So I'm gonna give it a 2 in this category. This series was just a cash grab at the market that Miku has her name in. I was sold into it because, hey, it's Miku, it shouldn't be that bad. Do not fall for that. This is a waste of good money. The only thing that kept it from being a full disaster was the artwork. It could just be me though, since I felt like that was the one thing that was even trying. If you want a series that gives you single stories through different chapters, I would suggest Oranchi no Fujo, Joshi, or Hitalia. Both do it much better, and I'm actually a fan of both those series. Overall, this series comes in at 4.25. That's all there is to say on this series. This is ArinTheUnreasonable, and I hope you enjoy your stay. If you enjoy this video, do me a favor and give it a big thumbs up. If not, no shame in giving it a down vote. I'll be trying to improve my next video. If you want to see more of my beautiful face, be sure to subscribe for more content. Also, if you want to hear more of my rambling, you're welcome to start following my page on Facebook along with my Twitter, both of which have links in the description. If you want to support the growth of this channel, the link to my Patreon is also in the description.